Hey, this is MeatballBagel and thanks for checking out the video. I wanted to do something special to commemorate my 10 years on YouTube. Decided on making a retrospective where I look back at my channel, videos, and things I've learned along the way. There's much to talk about. I've never made Vidoc-style content before, so this is all new territory for me. I hope everyone who watches will find this video interesting and possibly learn something. The video is broken down into several parts with timestamps in the description for navigation. Now, on with the show. I've been on YouTube for a long time now, perhaps a little too long. 10 years ago I started this channel with a dream to make people laugh. I was inspired by my favorite YTPers of the time and even to date. Shoutouts to CS188, Da Things, Emperor Lemon, Hurricoaster, Keeper of Beans, Chemistry Guy, and Durham Rockers. There are a few more I remember watching, but that was so long ago. If any of you happen to be watching now, thanks for making such quality YTPs and inspiring me to join in. These guys made absolutely hilarious stuff, and the way they edited the videos together was pure art. I had a bit of background in video editing, so I decided to step up and hopefully make people laugh as much as they did. Well, over 90 videos, 3,300 subs, and nearly 2 million views later, some moderate success. Over this decade I have gathered many treasured memories as well as comments from viewers that still bring a smile to my face. I want everyone to know that I personally read each and every comment posted on my videos. A special thanks to you, the viewers, who believed in me and encouraged me along the way. Sadly, YouTube has killed all motivation and joy I got from making YTPs over the past few years. Making them used to be one of my all-time favorite things to do until all the well-known sources started getting restricted. I like using some long-format jokes which require more than just a few seconds of the original material. I don't find edits that jump around every second very interesting. Some people really enjoy those videos and it's a valid way to subvert the copyright detection, but it's not my cup of tea. So, I'm left with the predicament of working with an unrestricted yet unfamiliar source. Now, part of what makes editing and watching YTPs fun, at least in my opinion, is a source that you seriously enjoy. One you know inside and out. There are often so many more jokes creators put in that you'll only notice when you are intimately familiar with the source. It's tricky to sit down with something like, alright, well, what do? It can work, but rarely does that produce anything I am genuinely proud of and enjoy creating. It's difficult when your heart isn't in it. Lately I've been grasping at straws to create anything on par with my older content, or at least half decent. I'm old and out of touch with YouTube now. Hordes of ideas used to be flying around my head constantly, but now there's barely a single rough concept fluttering about. I'm stuck in limbo, desperately desiring to create something that would recapture the magic that brought me here in the first place. YouTube has become a greedy, hollow, and unrecognizable shell of what it once was. In order to survive now, creators must tailor videos for the purpose of maximizing views and ad revenue, even if it affects the overall product. It will never again be like the golden age of the late 2000s and early 2010s. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Next up is a list of my 7 most favorite YTPs that I created. I give a bit of information about each one and reveal which jokes I consider the best. 1. YTP, Nuke launches Metal Gears. You never forget your first. This is where it all started. I was a huge fan of Ego Raptor and the Awesome series at the time. Metal Gear Awesome was my favorite one, so it seemed like the perfect choice. Since it was the first one and I was doing more than some basic editing for once, it took a while. Told myself that I wouldn't make a YouTube channel until I had something to upload. After a few weeks and many mistakes, my first video was rendered and ready to go. I tried to think up a name and for some reason MeatballBagel stuck. The old Hotel Mario YTPs were floating around my head at the time, so I took inspiration from that. I'm really happy with how the YTP turned out, and aside from a few choppy noob edits, the video still holds up fairly decent for me. My favorite jokes include, Snake uses the cigarettes he hid in his asshole.
Okay, I guess I use my cigarettes to hide my asshole!
Snake sets off a nuke.
Snake, you can't use weapons on that floor.
Fuck, I can't use my weapon!
Actually, I just made it possible for you to use weapons.
Awesome!
That floor holds nukes, which are very...
Fuck, shut up! Fuck!
Gray Fox's mixed up radio comm.
Yo, 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 beep dog G, snake boy, beep what? Yeah, alright, listen up, launch a motherfucker, that power majiggy to the blat, that motherfucker. Yeah, dog, majiggy boy G.
God, how's everyone know my phone number? God!
Yeah, alright, just call me.
Gray Fox!
Gross.
Ahead of the curved JoJo reference.
Let's fight, Snake!
そして時は動き出す。
Plug the controller into the controller. One of my all-time favorite jokes that still gets me good.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Dude, you gotta plug the controller into the controller.
Oh. Well, how the fuck was I supposed to figure that out?
The controller tells you.
God, you know, that's really cool and all, but like, seriously, what the hell?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh well, whatever.
2. YTP. Stu makes control pudding to control Angelica. Funny enough, I was inspired to make this one in the morning around 4 a.m. I already made a few videos at this point and was more confident in my editing. This was the first video that saw some real success in terms of viewership. Only about 1,000 views at the time, mind you, but for a guy who just started and had very few subs, this was huge. It gave me a jolt of affirmation that I'm doing something right and should continue. Rewatching this again, I'm still cracking up. My favorite jokes include, "You're pudding Angelica."
You're pudding Angelica.
Control chocolate pudding, control Angelica.
Control chocolate pudding. Control Angelica.
It's 4 o'clock.
Control pudding.
Why on earth are you making
Control
pudding?
Because I've lost control of Angelica.
The smile Stu makes. I literally flipped his frown upside down. Had me laughing good during the edit. 3. YTP. How SHTs made magnets. Inspired at the time by the Things video Wow, It's Made, and other How It's Made YTPs, this was the first video I really went all out with the edits. Learning new techniques and styles of editing was eye-opening. But because I didn't exactly know the best way to do all these new things, Sony Vegas crashed a lot. The only other video that had more crashes was Invaders Is. Half the time working on this was rework and troubleshooting. But in the end I had a successfully rendered video that was ready for YouTube. Still a very enjoyable video to watch with nostalgic YTP elements. My favorite jokes include, running theme with Insane Clown Posse and their song Miracles.
Magnets.
How do they work?
Spouting.
Hot lava, snow, rain and fog.
And crash tests.
Scientists,
People figured out how to make them using,
water, fire, air and dirt.
you could say,
How do they work? Magic everywhere in this bitch.
Metal plate smashing the screen with Tourette's guy screaming, "Fuck."
Fuck!
This is where the greatest song in the world jokes started. I only used it a couple times after this video, but I should have utilized it more.
to make magnets, they must first create
The greatest song in the world now. This is just a fucking magnet.
Call back to the days of You're the Man Now Dog.
revealing the epoxy pattern.
Magnets being charged by Saiyan energy. Space Moes. Don't know how or why I thought of this, but it's one of my favorite bits.
Oh, dear God, no!
4. YTP. Bill Nye deletes his brain. Bill Nye was a rather popular source back in the day. Those and Billy Mays YTPs were almost like a rite of passage for people to create. We all grew up with Bill Nye. Remember the feeling of seeing the TV cart get wheeled in the classroom, then hearing Bill, 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 Bill? You knew it was going to be a good day. This video has a bit of a funny story attached to it. One viewer left a comment about how their teacher played my video instead of the real Bill Nye episode for their class. I don't know how long it was on before the teacher clued in, but apparently it wasn't for some time. Thanks for the story, Master of Laughter. I hope you and your classmates have an interesting memory to look back on. My favorite jokes include, running gag with holding the frying pan.
Okay. One last time.
You may have heard people laughing. That's not true.
You may have heard people say, well, that's not true.
Dick butt. I tried my best to put him in every single YTP I ever made. Might have missed a couple, but he's mostly there.
And you look at that and you think, well, I guess that looks a little bit like a...
Charles Green. Another one of my all-time favorite jokes.
Hi, I'm Charles Green, and I'm both Charles and Green.
Melon is protected by the system.
Your melon is protected by the system. But sometimes even the system isn't enough protection.
I threw it on the ground.
Bill intentionally downvotes his own post, then says everything looks okay.
Everything looks okay. That's my... And that's our show. Thanks for watching.
5. YTP, Invaders is. Where do I even begin with this one? It's gonna be a long ride, so buckle up. I loved Invaders Zim. It was my #1 favorite show in my youth and I still consider it top tier today. I wanted to make a proper length YTP, like a whole episode of a cartoon. The choice was obvious. Invaders Is was a passion project that span across almost an entire year. By far the most effort I've ever put into a YTP or video of any kind for that matter. The reception it got from viewers was humbling. Thank you all for the wonderful and hilarious comments. I consider it to be my magnum opus even though it's not my most viewed video. It was the one I cared about the most and gave 100% all throughout. I feel this video gives a quintessential MeatballBagel experience. It's very nostalgic for me to watch. I remember all the edits and what it took to get everything working in the end. A real roller coaster of emotions from start to upload. I wanted to give up many times but thankful that I never did. This is where I encountered one of the greatest enemies to my channel and YTPs in general. Viacom. They did not want anyone getting ad revenue or even seeing their copyrighted content, so they straight up block anything that matches. After everything I just went through to get Invaders Is finished, it was blocked worldwide. I was absolutely devastated. Spent a while trying to figure out a solution. It started with cutting the longer clips shorter, but it ruined so many jokes, I couldn't do that. Then I tried a bunch of filters to distort the video. Had to use so many it looked like trash, so that was out too. Initially I tried to dispute the copyright saying it's fair use because it is, but that was denied, and then I only had the serious, send in a full legal letter, kinda dispute option left. In my desperation I found an actual copyright lawyer who dealt with these fair use cases and they showed me how to word everything correctly. Armed with this new information I typed up a full legal response to Viacom, sent that shit off, and guess what? It worked. Not only was Invaders Is now viewable by anyone on YouTube unrestricted, I actually was allowed to run ads on the video. Stick that in your ear, Viacom. Unfortunately this was the only time that worked. It was a while ago and I guess the laws have changed enough. I get denied every time now and I am not going to actual court over a stupid YouTube video, so, yeah. Guess the corporate scumbags win this one. Since then I've made 2 more Invaders Is YTPs, but they were a pain to upload. The Christmas special was blocked almost everywhere except Canada for some reason. I tried to remedy the situation, but that's the best I could do. If you really want to watch it, try using a VPN. There's also the Waffles video, which I couldn't even upload to Dailymotion without blockage. Honestly, I was shocked they somehow justified money on copyright detection for Dailymotion. Well, the Waffles YTP is on the channel now, but it looks like shit because I rotated the video for the full duration. It's very disorientating to watch. I really wish there were some way for me to have a non-fucked up version on my channel, but once again, this is the best I could do. Maybe in the future I can come up with a better solution. That was a rather long segment, but there was so much to talk about. I wish I could have made more properly. Time for my favorite jokes from Invaders Is. Be sure to visit the thrift shop.
Be sure to visit the thrift shop for all kinds of awesome stuff.
Running gag about Super Smash Bros. Bonus stages.
Will each be assigned to an
bonus stage.
There, you will
board the platforms.
All while
bring the targets,
making it vulnerable to
a new record.
Could you get any shorter than he does?
Oh no, that's just sass. Could you get any shorter? Ooh.
Dishonored references. I happened to be playing through the first game and these voice lines were perfect.
Thank you.
That's just ridiculous. Stupid rats.
Will be sent to Lord. Show him with the slaughtering rat people. Thank you.
Rats. Plague. Elixir.
Happy now?
Yes.
Dib's first of many barrel rolls.
Do a barrel roll.
We have to be quiet, explosion and car alarms.
We have to be quiet.
Too ucky, too stinkly, Falco saying this is horrible.
Too lucky! Too stinkly!
This is horrible.
Song lyric references. There were several of these throughout the video. I enjoy musical edits.
The universe.
Where'd you go? Where are you? I'm right here. Class, I would like to introduce...
My nod to CS188's Foundation Repair YTPs.
Now, all we need is...
Foundation repair.
Get the Josh.
There!
Blasting Ghost Love score on a boombox while trying to be quiet. He was using the belt sander.
Okay. Am I the only one here who sees the alien using the belt sander? There! Right there!
Aw, not this again. You're crazy.
Man, Dib, you think just because someone looks
So damn frosty.
you can call them an alien?
He was using the belt sander.
Overconfident about platforms, injure spine, failure, explosion.
Don't be surprised if I take care of the platforms before the
stage.
even gets here. My spine!
There are so many more jokes that I still find funny, but this list was already too long. Time for the next video. 6. YTP, Magic Chronic, Magic Bullet Parody. This one is a bit of an oddball. There were a few Magic Bullet YTPs floating around the time of upload. Not as common, but definitely a great source. This was the first video where I attempted a proper video mask for some scenes. Until then I had been using multiple cookie cutter events to remove objects from video if necessary. I was playing around with a bunch of different ideas. Weed became the major theme of the last half. It seemed fitting with the MLG meme, so I just rolled with it. Heh. This video contains what I personally believe to be the best single joke I have ever created. And here it is.
All you do is choose your blade.
It comes with 2.
That, to me at least, is the funniest shit ever. Now for some other favorite jokes from this YTP. Handed MLG drink, told it's a dank meme. Upon taking a sip, a fedora manifests on his head and tips itself.
Here, what about a bit of...
Go ahead, try it. It's a dank meme.
Can I have one of those?
Give it a quick spin.
Pop on the pop. Give it a quick spin.
How about a magic trick? He makes the pencil appear and everyone is amazed.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil appear. It's here.
You're gonna smoke weed every single day, several times a day.
So you're gonna leave it on your counter and you're gonna want it there because you're gonna smoke weed every single day.
Every single day?
Several times a day.
Snoop Dogg getting so high that he leaves the universe, then re-enters it from the inside out. Trippy.
Smoke weed every day.
Seven. YTP, Wheel of Whatever. This is where everything on YouTube peaked for me. Ever since it hasn't felt quite the same. This was due in part to the whole copyright thing I ranted about earlier. I was looking for a source that I could do something with after many failed uploads. Then I remembered about game show YTPs and how great they were. With no restrictions on viewing, Wheel of Fortune was a good fit. All in all, this turned out very well. One of the happiest memories I have of this channel is when CS188 himself left a comment on the video. That was really good. A compliment, from arguably the greatest YTPer of all time. The high I got from reading that for the first time was like nothing else. I compare it to Michael Jordan seeing you doing layups in a community basketball court and saying, "Hey, your layups are on point." To have one of my personal heroes watch my video and even compliment my work was magical. CS, if you are watching. Thank you so much for that. Time for my favorite jokes. Sean breaks down talking about family.
Talk about your family a little bit. Sean?
All the miscellaneous toss-up gags.
And the category is, it's time for another toss-up. It's our third, it's worth $3, and it's a phrase.
My 17-year-old give me lots of good marijuanas.
Hey, Jim.
My 17-year-old gives me lots of good marijuanas.
Rudy can't get the wheel going, so they skip his turn.
All right, let's go, Will. All right, let's go. All right.
Dan.
Bison, yes. I didn't have to edit the bison clip, only mute it. The timing was naturally perfect.
Yes. Yes. You know.
Sean keeps dinging. Pat says everyone else now. Then the other two join in.
Sean. Everybody else now.
Grab that one from me, and he takes the wrong one. This 7-second segment took several hours to get the masking just right.
Got that for me? All right, Dan, this way, please.
Here comes your puzzle, which tonight is a thing. Implying they are now just dropping puzzles on contestants.
And here comes your puzzle, which tonight is a thing.
You invented some really interesting words there. Worked perfectly with the previous bit.
All owl. Owl. Whoa. L. Oh, L.
But you invented some really good words there. I like that. I like that.
Thus concludes my top favorite and important YTPs. It was immensely difficult to sort out this list. I would say all of them are my favorite and I enjoy every single joke, but that would be a boring video. Originally I wanted to do 10, but this segment was already too long, so I had to make some choices. Now on to my favorite videos that aren't specifically YTPs. 1. Raditz was no match for Carl the Farmer. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z all the time when I was growing up. While rewatching some episodes one day, I had a silly idea for a video to have a weak character defeat a strong character. I would have chosen Yamcha, but he's legit so weak, I couldn't even edit the video to have him beat anyone. Eventually I decided on the Farmer vs. Raditz scenario. Little did I know that I was about to bring into existence a rather well-known Dragon Ball meme. It would later spawn more videos of Carl taking on the entire Dragon Ball roster by the community at large. I don't know if Carl is his actual name, I was told that by someone. Later on I made another video of Carl fighting Dio, which was a real challenge given how little footage there is of the farmer to work with. But I made it work and am rather proud with how it all came together. Carl will always have a special place in my heart. 2. Goku goes whoa. One night I was up late on YouTube going down the algorithmic rabbit hole. Stumbled upon this old-ass meme from over 12 years ago. I loved it. Wanted to give it some new life, so I once again took inspiration from Dragon Ball Z and meshed the two together. The Super Saiyan 3 transformation sequence was the ideal fit because of how it goes on forever and Goku is constantly screaming. I unknowingly included a new meme, Monkey Flip, that used the same song. I only found out about it after people kept commenting about Goku doing the monkey flip. Looks like someone else had the same idea I did with bringing new life to an old gem. It's like they say, great minds think alike. 14 years later this meme is still going strong. 3. Every hey, said in Lego City, 2005 to 2019. This is less of a favorite video and more of a bittersweet one. Sweet because it has brought in many new viewers and has actually made me some real money, not much though, it barely pays for my coffee. But bitter because I intentionally made something the algorithm would like, that's not really suited for my channel, and it did better than anything I've ever made to date. Garnering nearly 1 million views at the time of writing. I put some effort into it, but it was mostly just transitions and cropping clips from longer segments. Lots of brain-dead stuff anyone can do. Compare that to Invaders', which only has 51,000 views at the time of writing. I worked on Ziz for nearly a year, poured my heart and soul into it, then had to engage in legal bullshit with Viacom just so it wasn't blocked worldwide. You can imagine how I feel about the situation. Moral of the story is, Viacom can suck it. 4. Standing here, I realize. I want to start off by saying Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is the best game ever made. If you don't have it, go get it, then play it. If you own it and haven't started yet, start playing it. If you own it and already played it, play it again. Thank me later. I know this was supposed to be about the video, but the memes must be passed along. Back on track, I encountered the original Standing Here, I realize meme shortly after it was uploaded. I became obsessed with it. You got a massive dude standing still while getting pummeled by some robot-looking dude with an overly descriptive song playing in the background. This is some quality shit. I had to make my own. Once more Dragon Ball Z came to mind. Specifically the scene with Android 13 getting smacked by Goku multiple times and not flinching. Got the audio synced up, made the fight loop good, then it was ready for YouTube. The themed comments people left were hilarious, I thoroughly enjoyed reading them. 5. Megamind Glow Up Meme, Neon Blade Edit. I really enjoyed the Megamind memes and the original song was pretty fire. One day I came across the song Neon Blade and thought, oh, this would be a good remix. The song needed a bit of tinkering to match the video, but it was already really close. I watched it myself about 100 times. Not much more to add here. I just enjoy it quite a bit. That's the end of the non-YTP videos. I've had mixed success with these types. They were more of a backup plan after I couldn't work how I wanted on YTPs. I need an outlet to be creative. Even if it isn't creative how I want to be creative. It scratches the itch, so to speak. We have reached the logical conclusion of this retrospective and 10th anniversary celebration. What a long, strange trip it has been. An entire decade of my life dedicated to this platform. It's a shame that my channel never grew beyond a hobby for me. I always get comments about how the videos are great and I should have more subs. Guess the algorithm thinks otherwise. I had high hopes of making YouTube content full-time as a career. It's the only thing I've ever cared about so passionately. Never expected to get rich, but I thought enough money to pay the bills would be achievable. Boy, was I wrong. Still, it has been an honor to create for you friends. Your words of hilarity and encouragement kept me going. I am unsure what will become of myself and this channel now. I'll still be around, but my uploads may stagnate, more than they already have. But who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll get a bunch of ideas and the algorithm will decide it doesn't hate my content anymore. Regardless, I will always remember the good times I had while making videos and interacting with the community. They say it's all about the journey and not the destination. I really hope so, because I didn't get anywhere. Haha. Sorry, I use humor as a coping mechanism. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. MeatballBagel, signing off. Finn.